ask Justin a question, just use that raised hand function, and we got about 15 minutes with Justin, so we'll just limit it to one question per person, and we'll start out with Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row. Spencer?
Justin, you only a couple more games this season. It's been probably hard to find a rhythm, but you've managed to find it with Chris and with Garrett and your wide receivers. Overall, as a team, is it harder to find a rhythm because you've only played 5 games than it is with just a couple certain guys, or do you feel like you guys are pretty interlocked with what you guys are doing right now?
Of course, game reps are a little bit different than practice reps, but I think we practice hard. And most of our practices are just like games. So I think we have, as far as timing and stuff like that, I think we have a pretty good, sense on that.
All right, we'll go next to Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Hey, Justin, this might be a difficult thing for you to answer, but when you were going through the recruiting process, you ultimately decided to join a room that you kind of knew had some talent in your position room. How much does that matter as a quarterback, who you're going into the room with? And how much are you weighing that when you're making a decision?
I definitely think you have to look at it. Of course, nobody's just going to go to a school where they don't think they're going to play, because I think, players choose schools they want to go to, to play for. So I think that's a big thing that you look at, and really you just have to kind of talk to the coaches, and you have to be able to trust those coaches that they're telling you the truth. And you really just have to go in there and work hard and kind of let your work and kind of your play on the field take care of itself.
Did coaches communicate with you as they were maybe adding guys in classes before you, or maybe what they were doing behind you?
You said what?
Did coaches maybe communicate with you what was maybe quarterbacks they were going to add in classes ahead of you and what they were doing maybe behind you? Were you aware of everything that was going on at that time, basically?
No, not really. I feel like for me, it was just kind of one quarterback in the class. They were just focused on that class. I wasn't really worried about who was coming in after me. I was kind of just looking ahead, really.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go next to Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Hey, Justin. Pat Fitzgerald had nothing but very nice things to say about you and your family. What do you remember about the recruiting process with them? And obviously you you really blew up, but how close did you come to really seriously considering Northwestern?
Yeah, I was really actually close to actually going to that school, but at the time I wasn't that big of a recruit, like you said. But I love Coach Fitzgerald. He's a great person, a great coach, and I just love the way he runs his program. I think they have a great culture over there, and I think they do things the right way over there. So I think he's a great coach and an overall great person.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Peter Warren from the Daily Northwestern.
Hey, Justin, sort of going off that, what do you remember about when you visited Evanston, and visited Coach Fitz for the first time?
So the first time I went up there, it was to a camp, and I just met, Coach Fitzgerald, and I forgot the OC's name, but I just remember them all being very nice, and them all being kind of just about their business and stuff like that. But I don't remember much, but what I do remember, it was all good things for sure.
All right, next up, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on SI.
Hey, Justin. Sorry about some of the music in the background. I'm over at the basketball ring here before the game. Hope you can hear me okay. Wanted to ask you a little bit about just kind of if you could take us inside the locker room this past week, and how maybe you've seen the maturity of this team manifest itself with dealing with the disappointment of knowing that game wasn't going to happen last week, and then moving on and saying, hey, look, guys, we've still got our goals of winning a championship still very much in front of us.
Yeah, of course, everybody wanted to play against the team up north, but, just like you said, we still have goals ahead of us. We still have, things to accomplish. And, you really can't do anything about that. You have to control the things that you can control. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just going to, keep working harder each and every day to prepare for Northwestern. So that's what we're going to do.
All right, we'll go next to Austin Ward from Letterman Row.
Hey, Justin, Coach Day's talked about, how, one of those goals for you was obviously to be back in that Heisman conversation and to try and win that. And it seems at this point like there's probably just haven't been enough games for you to maybe pull that off. I know you're in position to win the team goals, which you want. Is there any part of you that thinks about the individual part at all and any frustration that maybe you just won't get the chance to do something that you wanted to do?
No, because again, I tend to focus on the things that I can control. So whatever that is, the number of games, whatever, that comes into effect in winning that award, I can't control that. So, but what I can control is, just going out there and playing my hardest for my teammates and my brothers and, just trying to put together a good game. So as far as that, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just worried about winning games.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, next up, Whitney Harding from WCMH.
Hey, Justin. Moving into this week against Northwestern, I mean, how have you guys kind of moved on, focused on this team and what that really intense defense is going to bring to you guys?
We've just been preparing a lot. We've had extra time to prepare for them. So, we started game planning for them a little bit last week. So I think we have a pretty good knock on what they're going to do, as far as on defense. But they do a lot of stuff on defense. And just like Coach Day said earlier, they're very disciplined on defense. They're well coached and, they don't really make any mistakes. So we're just going to have to execute on our side of the ball and, just play as hard as we can.
I know you guys are focused on yourselves. Coach said winning is the number one priority, but there is all that chatter going on from people not calling out Ohio State specifically, but sharing their opinion that they haven't played enough games. I mean, how hard is it to not respond to that? And does it motivate you even more?
It's not really hard to respond to that because at the end of the day, those people that are saying those things, they don't make the decision, that we go to the college football playoff. So I'm not really worried about the people in terms of we haven't played, so many games. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the best 4 teams in the country. I don't care how many games you play. I think if, Alabama, they're playing really good right now. I don't think people would be saying that if they only played 5 or 6 games, as far as I thought it was the 4 best teams. So I think, we're, the top 4 best teams in the country for sure. So, I mean, and I think we control our destiny. So if we go out there on Saturday and handle business like we're supposed to, we should be where we want to be.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All righty, next up, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, Justin, I'm sure it was tough for, a lot of you guys just not getting that opportunity to play in Michigan. As somebody who's a leader, what were kind of the things that maybe you said to your teammates to make sure that didn't keep you guys from losing focus?
We just got to keep moving forward, keep getting better. I think we have the best talent in the country. So us practicing against each other each and every day, that's not going to do anything but continue to make us better. So that's kind of how it went, last week. Of course, everybody was bummed that we weren't playing the team up north. But, we can't control that, just like I said earlier, and we got to move on. We have bigger things to accomplish and, more goals to accomplish. So we're just focused on this upcoming game.
Thanks, Justin.
All righty, we'll go next to Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Hey, Justin, just what has it done to the team's mood here in the last week or so to see guys start returning to practice who had to be out there for a couple weeks and see them getting closer to being able to play again?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I guess, made the team happier. Of course, seeing my guy, Josh Meyer, Nick Petit, and they're back, I miss those guys a lot. I texted them before we played Michigan State last week. And just told them I'd miss them out there, and I know they do anything to play that game. But it's just glad seeing those guys back in the building, and I know they're happy to be back, and they're back to working hard, and just getting ready for this upcoming game.
All righty, we'll go next to Patrick Murphy, 247.
Justin, the chance to win a Big Ten championship is a big deal for anyone, but seniors that didn't get a senior day this past weekend, what would it mean for them to lift that trophy on Saturday?
I mean, yeah, I think it would mean a lot to the seniors. I mean, we work all year for this opportunity. So, to go out there and get the win on Saturday would mean a lot to those guys. And, I know how hard those guys work, and, I know what they put in, each and every day at the facility. So I think that would mean a lot to those guys.
All right, next up, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Justin, your play against Michigan State, I mean, you feel like you raised the level, is not just the passing and the running, but like you were talking about your weight work and running over a DB to pick up a first down and then sprinting 65 yards to escort Trey Sermon into the end zone. Is that just, hey, we hadn't played in so long, I was fired up? Or is it you expanding your game?
I think it's the opposite. I think in the Indiana game, I was, too excited and had too much energy. But, I think the Michigan State game, I changed my mindset up and kind of went back to the calm me. And I think I play the best when I'm just calm and kind of just within myself. So, I think I kind of took a step down, not necessarily took a step up. And I was just kind of getting back to my old self and, just getting back to kind of executing plays and taking one play at a time.
Thank you.
All righty, and we'll wrap it up with Tim May from Letterman Row. Tim.
Thank you very much. Justin, the leaders on this team have been pretty obvious this year, the way you guys have stepped up. What do you think has helped you guys get through? It seems like every other week or every 3 weeks, almost since the year started, there's been another disappointment, something taken away from you guys, et cetera. But what do you think has given you guys the strength to deal with it and move on?
These past few months, I think, we've been through so much together. Like, these things don't faze us anymore. I mean, you can throw anything at us and we're ready for it. We're going to handle it. And, we're just going to lean on each other for support. So I think we've been thrown, a lot of things that, haven't gone our way, but, those things have just made us stronger. So, we're not worried about each other. We're just worried about, I didn't mean to say we're not worried about each other, but we're not worried about those things. We're just worried about each other and, sticking together and continuing to get better each and every day. So yeah, those things, as far as, things not going our way, I think, they used to phase us, when they first started happening, but I feel like, those things don't phase us at all anymore.
By the way, did you eat dish pizza on that trip to Northwestern a few years ago, would that be on the menu now?
I think I actually did eat it last year. Yeah, I think I had a piece. And then I remember going to a restaurant actually in high school when I went on a visit up there with my parents. I had some pizza from up there. So it was pretty good. But, pizza is not a part of my diet anymore. So I sadly can't partake in that, food. But
yeah,
I know it's good, though. I know it's good.
I was just being a smart aleck. Thanks, man.
You already know.
All right. Justin, thank you very much for your